I was smiling when he went pale. The earbuds were still in my hand, cheap plastic, matte black, gift-wrapped with too much tape. I'd been showing them off at work, laughing, pretending surprise like a man who still believed in harmless gestures. Then my coworker leaned in closer, too close, his breath tight. "You should take this to the police," he whispered. I didn't ask why. I didn't shout. I didn't even look at him. I nodded once. 3 days later, everything ended. I used to think betrayal announced itself loudly, slamming doors, screaming matches, papers thrown across rooms. But that's fiction. Real betrayal is quiet. It sits next to you at dinner and asks for salt. It kisses your cheek and checks your phone when you're asleep. I met my wife 21 years ago. She had a daughter already, sharp-eyed, too observant for her age. I stepped into their lives carefully, like a guest who knew he might never be invited to stay. I worked longer hours, paid for school, showed up early, left late. I became dependable. That was my mistake. When the girl turned 12, she stopped calling me by my name and started calling me Dad. I pretended not to care, but I did. God help me, I did. Years passed. The house grew quieter. The marriage grew colder. No fights, no drama, just space, distance disguised as peace. I thought it was normal. I thought endurance was love. The first sign wasn't a message or a look. It was logistics. Bills rerouted, passwords changed, conversations shortened, questions answered with smiles that didn't reach her eyes. My stepdaughter, grown now, became suddenly generous, too generous. Gifts, check-ins, attention she'd never shown before. I should have been suspicious, but I was tired, and tired men mistake comfort for loyalty. The earbuds arrived on my 56th birthday, a small box, no receipt, no explanation, just a card. For all you've done, love you. They felt light, too light. At work, I showed them to anyone who asked. I wanted someone to notice me, to say I mattered. That's when my coworker, retired IT, ex-police contractor, took them from my hand without asking. He didn't smile. He didn't blink. He turned one over, pressed the seam with his thumb, his face drained of color. That's when he whispered. That night, I didn't sleep. I didn't confront anyone. I didn't plug them in. I sat at my kitchen table, lights off, staring at the box like it was breathing. By morning, I understood everything. The earbuds weren't a gift. They were an apology wrapped in plastic, a tracking device, audio relay, a way to listen, to gather, to prepare. For what? Divorce, asset division, preemptive defense. They didn't want to know if I was cheating. They wanted to know if I suspected. I smiled through breakfast, kissed my wife goodbye, wore the earbuds on the drive to work, let them hear traffic, let them hear nothing. Then I took action. Day 1, I visited a lawyer, quiet, reputable, the kind who listens more than he speaks. I brought documents I'd already copied months ago without knowing why. Instinct, maybe, or survival. Day 2, I froze accounts, not emptied, just paused, enough to cause confusion, enough to force mistakes. Day 3, I handed the earbuds to the police, sealed, documented, untouched. They didn't need my anger. They needed my patience. That night, my wife finally asked a question. "Did you like the gift?" she said. I looked at her, really looked. "I loved it," I said. She smiled. That was the last honest thing between us. The confrontation came quietly. No shouting, no theatrics, just evidence laid out like a surgical tray. Audio logs, purchase records, messages between her and a man who thought he was smarter than me. A plan written in fragments and emojis. My stepdaughter wouldn't meet my eyes. My wife tried to cry. I didn't let her. I spoke slowly, softly. I told them what would happen next, how the court would see it, how trust mattered, how trust violations multiplied damages, how recording someone without consent wasn't clever, it was criminal. They listened. For the first time, they listened. The man disappeared within a week. The divorce moved fast, too fast for them, just right for me. I kept the house. I kept my name clean. I lost the family I thought I had. But I gained something better. Silence. Now, on my birthday, I sit alone. No gifts, no cards, no devices listening from the dark. I don't feel lonely. I feel exact, precise, like a man who finally understands the shape of his life. Betrayal didn't break me. It revealed me. And revenge? Revenge was never loud. It was patient. It was legal. It was final.